A motherfucker about to be busting out the green screen for this recording today. Hey, stupid, did you know about 50% of young adults ages between 18 and 35 find most of their music on social media? And let's be honest, when we say social media, we mean TikTok. The absolutely massive platform exposes people to artists they might not have heard of in the past. And it shines a light on people who might have been overlooked before. However, while these are definitely positives, a lot of people don't think about the mass amounts of negative side effects that TikTok has on not just underground music, but just music as a whole. Hi there, my name is Domazaz. Welcome back to the channel, and if you're new here, I hope you enjoy your stay. I assume many of you have or at some point had TikTok or one of its TikTok equivalents, you know, Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts, fucking God forbid Facebook Reels or whatever the fuck it's called. And during that time, or still currently, you might have heard the term TikTok music, which in the Domazaz dictionary is described as your favorite artist finally getting all that recognition on TikTok, and now all the children and white women are doing dances to a 30-second snippet and are saying that it's their favorite song, but can barely remember the 30-second snippet of that said song and barely even know anything about the artist when you've loved them so much, and now everybody's like, man, this song is so silly and it sounds good and nothing else. No substance. Granted, that is a very extreme argument, and I just get very butthurt whenever my favorite artist is not being respected, and it's not fun. It's not fun. There are a lot of negative things when it comes to music blowing up on TikTok, but before I start shit-talking your favorite artist, let me talk about some of the positives that TikTok can bring. For starters, like I mentioned before, people get their start or kind of get a big boost in their popularity because of TikTok, and that can be a good thing. People like Netspend, Twohollis, Osama-san, Ian, and like people like that, all of whom I will talk about in just a little bit. TikTok gave these people an opportunity to really experience new music, and it's a win-win. The artist gets recognition and the listener just gets brand new music to listen to and find an artist they might have not found if it wasn't for TikTok. TikTok also gives people a chance to witness music they might not have heard if it wasn't for TikTok. Sure, before TikTok we had stuff like YouTube where people could go see stuff, but TikTok is so accessible and fast-paced that people are getting more inspiration more quickly, if that makes sense. Entire genres might have not been a thing if it wasn't for TikTok. A great example of something like this is Indian Jerk. That shit goes fucking crazy, and it sounds like it sounds like angelic. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful fucking sound. Like, people don't talk about Indian Jerk enough, and I think that shit is fucking fire. Thanks, TikTok. We most likely wouldn't have had this. Maybe we would have. Maybe it would have been later, but we most likely wouldn't have had it if it wasn't for fucking TikTok. Unfortunately, that's all the good I have to say about TikTok, and there's a lot more negatives than there are positives. A while ago, I was talking to Lau, and I asked him why he didn't post his music on a TikTok, because it would most likely get him more listens and more plays and boost his popularity up a bit. I told him his song Follow Me on Instagram would be a perfect TikTok song, which is kind of a backhanded compliment when you think about it, and I feel kind of bad for saying that. Sorry, Lau. But it's just that type of music that TikTok looks for. Something upbeat, silly, something that people can dance to, you know, that type of music. And he told me that he was 100% aware of that. He just didn't want to be known as the guy who made that one song on TikTok or that guy who made Follow Me on Instagram. He wants to have a bigger legacy than that. And that's fair, because once you get sucked into that TikTok music genre, there's two things that can happen. One, you make one song and immediately fall off and nobody ever listens to your music again. Or two, cater to the TikTok audience and completely sacrifice your creativity for plays and listens. This is a problem many artists face when they blow up on TikTok. Let's start off with an example that really isn't an underground artist, like, at all. Let's talk about Miss Ice Spice. When Munch released, it took TikTok by storm because it was the perfect song for the app. It blew her up, giving her fame and fortune and being able to have all these connections in the industry and blah-de-blah-de-blah, as she was living everyone's dream of making hella money and being hella fine while fucking doing it. Hey, Ice Spice. I know I'm about to talk shit about you, but my DMs are open. But the problem with this is that she had a choice. Either take the time to reinvent herself, which would take a long time and run the risk of her falling off completely, or feed into the TikTok algorithm and slowly lose her creativity and the respect her community had for her. And unfortunately, she chose the latter, because all of her music feels so soulless now. Like, it's all just a cash grab, just for those TikTok clicks. She doesn't want to do this shit at all. And I'm not saying that the songs that she released were peak music and they were fucking changing music forever, but I'm also not saying that it was trash music. It was more so something that I like to call junk food music. Songs that you can listen to and feel like, wow, this is fun. This is fun to listen to. This tastes good, but I know it's not good. Like Munch, Deli, In Her Mood. Like, those songs were so fun to listen to. Thank You The Shit was like the last song that felt like Ice Spice was trying and like having fun with her music. It was the last song that felt like it had some level of passion behind it, because it was just Ice Spice getting on the mic, saying some funny ass shit, and then just being like, it works, and this is funny, and I like this, and like, that's how the song felt, you know? However, everything that she releases now just feels kind of like a cash grab and no passion, like I've said already like many times before. Nobody's concerned with making a good song from the depths of their heart anymore, and that really makes me sad. All people want is views, plays, and money. People try to make a hit early on in their career, but if they succeed, then what? The songs that these people make were not made out of love. They were made to sell. And you can only do that so many times before people notice and you start to fall off. There was a Lil Tecca interview that Stella showed me while I was writing the script for this video, and it really piqued my interest because he says some really interesting things. So take a listen.
Having a big song early in your career is not a good thing. You don't want to have a hit early in your career. You want to have a hit 3 years into your career, because you already have fans 3 years into your career. Timelines for music, you have a hit, that means you got 8 months.
8 months to deliver again.
No, not to deliver again, but until that hit don't matter no more. We done heard that hit.
Got you.
It's not a hit no more.
Yeah.
What's the next song? What makes you special this year? What makes you special now?
I really like that thing he said about having 8 months to reinvent yourself, because it's fucking true. When you have a song that blows up on TikTok, you have a time limit. And your time limit is, I need to reinvent myself before people stop listening to me. And it's really easy to get lost in tracking the algorithm and how many plays you're getting and all the numbers and blah, 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 blah. In fact, I do that same thing with my videos, and it's very, very easy to get lost in all of that. And the best thing that you can do for yourself in that situation is just to remember that this is your passion. This is what you want to do. These things can so easily turn into just a job, and then that's where people lose interest. But you just got to remember that this is more than just a job. This is your outlet. This is the way you speak your emotions, and it's good to just remind yourself that every once in a while. In my opinion, TikTok has a bad habit of blowing up the wrong artists. Instead of people rapping or singing about their real experiences or giving emotion into a certain song, it's just people rapping, just trying to copy other people and seeing what's going on in their lives and trying to copy that. They're picking somebody like Ian. Now, that was a little harsh, and I don't fully mean that 100%. Ian makes good music. He makes really good music. He's a very talented person, but his songs don't feel real. Like Ice Spice and 90% of other TikTok artists, it's fun music, but there's no substance. Again, it's junk food music. Ian tries to act like a fucking trapper, like an individual from the streets, and that doesn't just seem like who the guy is. And you can kind of tell from his music and just also his appearance. And obviously I can't 100% speak on him. I don't know him personally, but that's how it feels to me. Is his music not hard? Fuck no. The fuck? Magic Johnson goes fucking crazy, and that fucking song that he sampled ETA by New Jeans on, what's your ETA? What's your ETA? That shit is fucking fire. It's phenomenal. It's really good. I'm not denying his talent, but I think that there should be more substance into what people make. It feels like he's still very much appealing to TikTok and not to himself. Music is a way to hear the soul speak. And when someone tries to censor that soul, you can hear it in their music. Just as well as you could hear like the censor when you're watching like Family Guy or something like that, or when they say like fucking or something like that, I don't know. However, from the looks of it, it looks like Ian's having fun and is happy making his music. So I mean, who am I to be hating? I'm just like a fucking dumbass kid on the internet just complaining about some random shit that doesn't really matter, but hey. So let's move on to another artist that I want to talk about that I don't like at all, and people are gonna get on my ass for not liking. I'm gonna be so dead ass. I fucking hate Netspend. Like, he's just a kid. He is just a kid, and I know that. I don't like his music. I really don't. It feels so fake, and I don't feel any passion behind it. And maybe there is, but I mean, personally for me, I don't feel any fucking passion behind it. And I don't know how much of a hot take this is. He can be mediocre at best. Netspend blew up because he made like a semi-joke song on Twitter and everybody was hating on it, and then it got to TikTok, and then TikTok was like, this shit low-key hard, and then it blew him up and boosted him and started him. And maybe I'm just jealous because he's like, how old is he? Like 17? I don't fucking remember. And he's making more money than me. And it's sad. Maybe I'm just hating because I'm fucking malding, dude. It might be the case. Like, making it, knowing full well it's TikTok songs, and he's enjoying it. Kind of like Ian, in a way. But like, again, he's just making music that he's enjoying making, and maybe I'm just hating because, again, he's like 3 years younger than me, and I am mad I'm not making that much money. But, you know, it is what it is. But it's just more proof to me that, it feels like TikTok is making things less soulless. Yeah, people are having fun doing it, and I shouldn't be mad about it, but like, it's just something that kind of plays out in my mind, and which is why I wanted to talk about it. It's like, yeah, you're enjoying making the music, but it's kind of making other people want to make music that's not really giving them an outlet, and we're not getting as beautiful, like, people aren't reaching their full potential with their music. TikTok creates a barrier, and you need to fucking escape that barrier. But let's go back to the age thing for a second, because that brings me to another point. Because with TikTok, anybody at any age can blow up. And that's not a good thing, especially when your brain is not fully developed as a youngster. Netspend got all of this attention when he was like 15 years old and has only been growing from there. Which, don't get me wrong, that's extremely fucking impressive. However, all that fame as a kid can get really stressful on your brain, and you don't fully understand the position you're in and the consequences that come out of it. Because you're so popular and so young, a lot of people are gonna try to take advantage of you, and it's really hard to tell who those people are gonna be and who those people are not gonna be, especially at that young age, and is most likely gonna cause some horrible problems in the future. Also, why the fuck is nobody talking about the fact that Netspend is dating somebody so much fucking older than him? Bro, he is 17. That woman is 23. Send her ass to jail. What the fuck is happening? What the fuck is happening? Because obviously his kid brain, he's younger. He's younger. And I get this because that's the same thing with me. It's like, oh my goodness, an older woman wants me. Oh, boobies. Oh, bazonga. You know, it's like, fuck. Like, it's that kid brain and doesn't realize that he's being groomed. This is a woman with a more developed brain than his. She should know better. Like, this is like, is the math not fucking mathing? What the fuck? Okay, in all honesty, I really did not want to talk about this person again, but I feel like I should talk about him, not only because it'll give me some time to clear things up, but also because he's also a very good example of somebody who's doing good with TikTok music. Okay, I don't hate him, and also the views are low, and he's relevant to the fucking video. So, hey, Twohollis. I said this in the last video, but I've always thought that Twohollis has some extreme fucking talent. He's only 20 years old, and he's doing big things. And even though he was very young when he blew up, and is still obviously very young, he has a good brain to handle that because of the people that helped him and the people that grew up around him. He has a solid fan base even before he blew up on TikTok, and his creativity has not dipped since then. And that's something that people need to keep in mind. Oh my god, I can't believe I'm like saying good things about Twohollis. But jokes aside, that shit is very fucking admirable. Like, he's not dipping his creativity for TikTok plays. He's making music to make music. And it feels like there's passion behind it. And he's one of the few TikTok artists that I can say that still has their passion. I still don't disagree on what I said anything in the video. I'm making a point right now to say that. What my point is here and right now is that Twohollis is a creative person. And at least to my knowledge, he's not sacrificing his creativity for plays. And as a fucking side note, a lot of you guys fucking missed the point of my Twohollis video, and this is gonna be the only time that I talk about it publicly because I get like a mass amounts of comments saying like, oh bro, like, you don't know him, this. Duh, I don't fucking know him. The point of the video was to make Twohollis aware of his privilege. At the time, he was big, but not that big. So I felt like my video could reach out to him. He scammed his friends out of music, and that whole situation was fucked up. And he needs to realize that he is in a position of power higher than a lot of people. So he needs to find a way to control that and be on an equal playing field. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you're popular. Don't let that go to your head. Like, keep making good music. Just like, be chill, bro. Like that's literally it. I actually got the chance to meet him and talk to him in person after one of the Ken Carson shows, and I talked to him, and I was literally like, hey, bro, I don't disagree. I still don't take back anything that I said in the video, but I did fuck with your set. Like, your set was pretty fire. He wasn't like, nah, fuck off. He's like, no, I don't want to talk to you. He's like, he didn't ignore me or anything like that. He nodded his head like this. Like, I get it. Gave me a respectful dap up, and we got a picture together. And I feel like my video, like, he understood the point of my video, and some of you motherfuckers did not understand my point. There's a really good article that I read titled the TikTokification of modern pop. And in it, they talk about how TikTok is basically integrated into the music industry. And it's basically impossible to become a mainstream big artist without the use of TikTok, which is not good. It's not good. They say exactly the point of this video in just a few paragraphs. And I'm going to read it out to you guys. In a pre-TikTok world, most popular songs would be structured verse, chorus, bridge, chorus. But on TikTok, it's chorus, verse, chorus, and then repeat. These changes mean the artists now have to be a full-time content creator in addition to being a legitimate musician. Singing onto a record label comes with marketing and promotion. So know that TikTok is basically an essential part of advertisement. Artists who do not want to make 8 shorts a week aren't given a lot of options. While TikTok has given artists a place to promote their work without a label, those who are already signed onto a label are being pushed to make shorts fit their new mold. See, this can be so mentally draining for the artist because you want to focus on just your music. You want to be the person who makes great, fire, fucking awesome music. But no, you got to focus on making 8 shorts a fucking week, like they said before, and doing this, making sure your plays are good, algorithm just to help the record labels, whatever the fuck. And it's not fun. And there's people out there it doesn't affect because they just, literally fucking pay people to do it because they're so fucking rich. But for many others, this method is torture because there is no other way to blow up nowadays. This method of growing is not natural nor fun. The article states, quote, some artists like Taylor Swift and Charlie Puth arrive in this landscape. Others don't. Hasley has spoken out about using the platform against her will. Yet with TikTok becoming such a popular outlet, labels treat it as a given. What I'm trying to say is it's not good to blow up fast. You will either be washed up and forgotten forever or have to live a life of misery of making music you don't want to make. Or both. Or you end up just like somehow staying afloat because you act mysterious, which by the way, I fucking hate that shit. I hate when artists try to act mysterious. What happened to fun, silly, based, red-pilled fucking people with fun personalities and shit like that? Now everybody's just like, yeah, whatever. That's how it is. Bro, be fun. Be fun. Is it that hard? Jesus fucking Christ. Swear to God, I'm the first chalant dreadhead. I promise you this. There's a reason why people say the easiest path to success is not always the right one. Looking at all of the artists that I've mentioned, I've noticed a pattern, and that's the harder they get put on or the faster they blow up, the harder or faster they fall off. But unfortunately nowadays, the only way you can blow up is by posting on TikTok. Yeah, sure, you can do the old-fashioned way of slowly building up, but eventually your music is going to make your way on a TikTok if you're doing the slow method, which would probably take a long time and just blip, because TikTok is evil. But please, let me know your opinions in the comments. Tell me, do you think TikTok is bad or good? Do you think that do you agree or disagree with my opinions? Do you hate me because I said I don't like Ian or Netspend? I've been Dominzaz. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to eat your vegetables. Stay hydrated. Bye-bye.